All right, let's get started with section or day 1 of 5.5. This first part, factoring review. So we're going to fly through this. Remember to look for greatest common factor first. So a 9x cubed can come out of both of these things here. So it's a 3x squared minus 1, and we are done. Over here is a shortcut method because it's an x squared, so it should be x and x. Factors of 10 that add to get negative 7 are negative 5 and negative 2. Over here is the long method, so taking the first term times the last term to get negative 24. Factors of negative 24 that add to get 2 are positive 6 and negative 4. So then we want to group our first term, adding in the positive 6x and the negative 4x to replace the middle, and then bring down that last term. So grouping, pulling out a 3x here, pulling out a negative 4 here. Parentheses should match, yep. So it's an x plus 2, the matching parentheses, and then we put our greatest common factors together here. All right, down here is first greatest common factor. Always look for that first. So a 2x. So with an x squared plus 12x minus 13 now left, we can factor this the short way. Factors of 13 that add to get 12 would be 13 and negative 1. And then don't forget that greatest common factor in the front. Grouping when there's 4 terms. So what we can pull out of both of these is a 2x squared. So what's left is a 3x minus 5 in the parentheses. Over here we can divide out a negative 3. So it's a 3x minus 5. And then we want to put those greatest common factors together. And what they have in common, the 3x minus 5 is the other part. All right, we want to do difference of squares here. So what times what? Well, 7x times 7x gives me that. And 5 times 5, or 5 squared, gives me 25. So we put the 7x and the 5 together with a plus, and the 7x and the 5 together with a minus. All right, let's move on to our new part here. So remember difference of squares, which is what we just did. So again, 9x minus 1 and 9x, whoops, crossed it out, 9x plus 1. Over here, what times what? So 7x, what times what? 10. And we make sure that we have 2 of them, and we make sure that one is a plus and the other is a minus. So there is another factor pattern that's similar, but it is involving cubes, and we must know this one as well. In the difference of squares, it has to be the difference, subtraction of 2 perfect squares. But with cubes, we can actually have the difference or the sum. So let's review our cubes. 1 cubed, 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 2 cubed, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 3 cubed, and you could start doing these on your calculator, but I'm going to give them to you so you don't have to. 64. These are really important numbers that you have memorized to help you simplify quickly. 216, and the more you practice, the better you'll get at it too. 343, 512, 729, and 1000. So remember also that x cubed is also a perfect cube. So here's a helpful way to remember this formula is SOAP. Stands for same, opposite, and always positive.